What's up everyone, THEESOLOIST. Welcome back to another video. So in this one here I want to talk about Last of Us factions and what I've recently heard as far as part 2 is concerned. I heard, as many of you guys probably heard, Last of Us Part 2 factions, that's reference to the online multiplayer part of it, will be having its own game. That you'll have to buy it separately. It does not come in the 100 gigabyte Last of Us Part 2 game. So I got a couple thoughts on it, right? So I want to share that with you. So the first thing I'm thinking about is all the people that played Last of Us, the original Last of Us Remastered, but never actually got around to playing factions. There's actually a large part of the community that doesn't even know factions multiplayer exists, which is crazy to me. Because my friend that had put me on Last of Us, that had told me, I don't know why I have all this gas, that had told me, you have to play this game for the story. I ended up getting remastered and falling in love with factions, and he had no idea that there was even a multiplayer for the game. So, to all those people that don't play the factions, don't know about it, man, it is underrated how special this is. And for those of you guys that don't understand that, I had a friend who I just got to start playing factions as of 2 weeks ago. Mind you, this is a month before, Last of Us Part 2 is going to be released. And he was skeptical about the idea of the factions, the online multiplayer not coming in Part 2. And he says he told me that Part 2 factions should be free because Fortnite is out, all these other shooting games, are basically have a freemium model, like a free model to it, and guns, accessories, things like that will be the things that you purchase. And he asked me if I thought Naughty Dog was going to do that. I don't think Naughty Dog should do that. As a matter of fact, what I had told him was that because he didn't play the story, he just went straight to factions. He doesn't know the lore of Last of Us, the fanatics that we all are, right? I was explaining to him, Last of Us isn't a shooting game, you know what I mean? It's a survival game. There's so much more to it, but unless you play the story, you won't get it. And it was hard for me to explain it to him. These other games like Fortnite, Apex, whatever else comes out in this battle royale shooting games, like there's no foundation in a way to them. There's no base. There's nothing that will hold you to it. If there's another game with better mechanics, similar style, you can be brought over to them. But Last of Us, there's a reason why, and I told them this. There's a reason why Last of Us factions, though all of these games came out, and Last of Us Remastered came out in 2014. That's 6 years ago. It survived this entire wave, and when you play Last of Us factions, like I can even go, in the multiplayer right now, join a lobby and don't have to wait more than, 3 minutes, let's say, for a game. That is crazy. And remember, this is a game that a lot of the fan base doesn't even know that a multiplayer exists or hasn't even played the multiplayer. And look, as you see there, there's a full team on both sides ready to play. I'm not going to enter into it, but just to show you guys how quick that is. So I just want to share my excitement for Last of Us factions, in hearing that they're actually going to have their own separate game. The reason for me why I'm bringing this up now, even though the news was apparently released a while ago, I purposely I just cut myself off from all things Last of Us as far as news goes because of the rumors. When the rumors started to come out and the leaks and the spoilers, I just stopped looking at Reddit, stopped looking at the Facebook group or anything like that, because I didn't want to get spoiled or anything. So that included, obviously the real news, right? The good news, the non-spoilers. So coming down now from that kind of being a thing of the past and, the trolls trying to do the most, I was able to see this and hear about this through a friend of mine, and I'm really excited. I really am excited for it. I really think they should have a separate game. I think it deserves a second game. And I don't think the Last of Us community would mind in the slightest if it was a a $50 and $80, even if it was a $100 game, I think the community would still go out and get it. That's how much faith I have in Naughty Dog and what they've been able to accomplish so far, and seeing the mechanics in part 2 and how much of an upgrade that is from Last of Us right now factions. I can't wait. I really can't wait. So I'd be really interested to know what you guys think about that Last of Us Part 2 factions separate game. Would you guys be willing to pay $50 to $75 for that, or do you think that it should be a DLC? And if it isn't a DLC, in the sense that if you buy the original game, you can get the factions for free, would you still go ahead and buy it? Let me know all of that in the comments below. The Soloist, as I said, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.